So this time of year, us resellers have to think about what we did in 2020 and how that will affect our tax situation that we're going to have to be dealing with here very soon. April 15th is coming up very quickly, and if you haven't already worked on that, I'm working on mine here this weekend. But for those of you who haven't worked on that yet, it's time to really consider what you're going to do. I'm going to talk to you here on the other side about just some things to consider maybe looking into for 2021. And also, this is actually the 100th episode of Flippin' Ain't Easy, and we're going to talk about that on the other side of the intro. And I told you we're going to make some changes. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. My name is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. For those of you who've never watched my video before, or any of my videos before, this is my 100th episode on YouTube, helping other eBay resellers, or even resellers of other platforms as well. And I'm just like you. I'm someone that's just trying to navigate every day as a reseller. And this is the 100th episode, and thank you for joining us. First of all, before I begin, what do you guys think of the changes? What do you think of the intro? Please leave your comments down below. I'm very excited about that. In the next video, I plan on having an alternate intro as well that'll be fairly similar, and that'll be another surprise. Plan on kind of changing it up. The idea of this show is not to be all fancy and everything like that. A lot of you out there have expressed that you enjoy the format because it's nothing too crazy fancy, but at the same time, I think that having a professional looking introduction to the show gives and lends some credibility, and that's sort of the purpose behind it. And hopefully you all like that better than the old format. I do, and it makes me feel like we're making progress, we're trying to improve. And just with my eBay business or anything else I do, I'm always looking to improve, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that intro. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about your taxes, and as a reseller, things that you can do to prepare for next year. It's never too early. Of course, right now there's really not a whole lot you can do about 2020. I had someone send me a message. I'm not gonna mention their name. They watch the videos quite often, and thank you for watching my videos. But this person was asking me about how to find your cost of goods that you sold on eBay in 2020. And really, you're not going to find that information on eBay. eBay doesn't have any idea about your cost of goods. That's something you're going to need to either go back to your supplier to obtain maybe receipts, but hopefully you've kept good records of your cost of goods and the items that you sold in 2020. What I do is, of course, I buy my pallets online, and so I can go back and check in my account and download all the receipts and invoices that I need. But what I also do is I also keep an Excel spreadsheet, and every pallet that I bought in 2020, and there are quite a few of those pallets, I actually have in that spreadsheet, so that I can go back and I can calculate my entire cost of goods for 2020. And I would recommend that you do that as well. I was thinking about trying to put out some kind of a generic Excel spreadsheet for you guys. I'm just not really ready to get that done. At some point, I plan on maybe trying to put something out that you guys can use that's similar to maybe what I use, if that interests you guys. But really, you guys got to start tracking your expenses. This is a business. This is, unless you're doing this sort of as a part-time hobby, eBay will send you a 1099, I believe it's a 1099K for any activity on your account from 2020 that had at least 200 interactions or transactions, and I believe it's $20,000 in sales. It has to be both, can't be one or the other. It has to be both. So if you didn't get a 1099K, and I believe you can go under your Seller Hub under payments, I believe, and there should be something there that a banner there that tells you your 1099K is ready for download. Go there. You'll need that document when you do your taxes here this year. What I've started to do is I've started to really dig down deeper into my transactions. What I did last year, I did not keep track of this. Well, I kept track of my cost of goods as each lot that I purchased. I wasn't really keeping track as to, I know this is going to sound bad, I wasn't keeping track of my individual transactions and what each item netted me margin wise. And I knew I was making money on my items, of course, but I just really didn't have a clear understanding of the margin. So every day, it was something I just wasn't doing last year. But every day now, at the end of my day, I'm taking a half an hour and I'm plugging in all the items that I have listed, and I am actually then with my spreadsheet, I'm actually taking that information, anything I've sold, I'm moving over to a different tab, and I have the spreadsheet sort of automated that all I have to do is hit yes, and it moves the whole line over for that particular item. And it's very useful, and for the month of January, it's been a helpful tool, and it's only about a half an hour out of my day to do all that, so it's really not that big of a deal. At the end of the year, it's going to be something that I'm going to be happy that I did this year with my business, and it's really not too late. It's only the first month is already passed in 2021. It's something you should look into doing as well. Now, what you can do for next tax year, because there's not a whole lot of advice I can give you for the 2020 tax season that's coming upon us, but certainly you can look into improving your tracking situation. And one way that I do as well, other than dealing with the spreadsheet this year, is this is like my third year dealing with GoDaddy bookkeeping, and that particular software, and I'm not affiliated with GoDaddy bookkeeping by any means, but this is just what I do. It's like $120 a year, and I can link all my accounts, any credit cards that I utilize with my business, the checking account that I use for my eBay deposits, and really any other accounts that I use to purchase my eBay supplies. I have it linked in all together into GoDaddy bookkeeping, and it keeps track of my profits, keeps track of my expenses, keeps track of everything, and it even tells me each quarter what I need to actually be paying to my federal taxes. And if you're a full-time reseller, you really need to be paying your federal taxes every quarter, and it tells you how much you owe, and then you go on and pay that amount, and that way you're not surprised at the end of the year with a huge tax bill. And what I do is I take like 15% of my profits and I put it aside, because I'd rather take a little bit more than I need than not enough. And then at the end of the quarter, I take what GoDaddy bookkeeping tells me to do, and I will send that money over to the federal government towards my tax bill for, in this case, 2021. And other software, I believe, like QuickBooks, other software like that will actually, I believe, do the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but honestly, you really have to treat this as a business. You cannot neglect that part of the business, because if you do, you will be having a tough time. And if you have a CPA, your CPA will love you if you actually have all that information for them come time to file your taxes. Also, make sure you're using software or apps on your phone that'll keep track of your mileage, because you can deduct your mileage when you're running your business. There's a lot of different deductions that you can take, and I'm not a CPA. I'm just telling you what I do and what a lot of resellers do. We take these deductions so that it lowers our tax liability. So these are things you need to start looking into now for what you did last year, so that you're not caught off guard. And take it from me, it's a stressful situation if you don't have the information you need to get your taxes done. Then you have to start really looking and searching for that information. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about the intro? What do you think about doing your taxes? Is there any advice that you can give other resellers to help better prepare yourself for tax season and things that you do throughout the year that can benefit other resellers so that they don't make mistakes that will cost them not only a lot of stress but a lot of time? Because when you don't have that information and you have to do research, it just takes a lot of time to find that information, and you don't want to be put into that situation. So any advice you guys can offer other resellers, please leave that down below. And again, tell me what you think of that intro. I'm excited for the next video. And let me just clarify one thing here. 2 episodes ago, I told you the next episode would have been the 100th episode. However, when I was counting my episodes, there's one episode I never published because I just didn't like it. I think I made a lot of mistakes in that video and I never published it. So really, this is the 100th episode. And you know, again, I just want to thank each and every one of you who have taken the time to watch even one video, let alone many of my videos. And the idea that I can help just one person, this is what this channel is all about. And I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for you taking your time out of your day. You could be watching anything. You could be watching any television show. You could be watching any other YouTuber. But many of you have chosen to watch my videos. And for that, I'm grateful. And here's to another 100 episodes and even more. But it's all going to be because of you. And again, thank you. And do me one favor, guys. I want you to keep listing, keep selling, because you know that flipping ain't easy. And we're going to talk to you here early next week. Everyone have a great weekend.